Hello, my name is Lucy. I'm an account manager at International Study Programs, and I'm happy to invite you to our podcast on Travel Restart. As we start to see travel on the horizon again at ISB, we have selected destinations that meet our safety standards when it comes to on-the-ground study programs. We have developed strict and precise safety protocols for student groups, staff, and speakers that will ensure a safe and hassle-free experience for universities. From my role in sales, it is clear that many questions do come up in regards to these protocols, and so I have invited Vojta Kotník, Head of Educational Travel at ISB, to delve a little deeper into the specifics. So this podcast can really be the last time you have to think about COVID when you opt for a study trip with ISB. Vojta, welcome. How are you doing today?
Hi, Lucy. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. Happy to be here and speak about safety and our trips.
Thank you for taking the time to share more details on the topic with us. Being an account manager, I have been having conversations with our clients over the past several weeks in regards to Travel Restart and their current options to take students abroad. And in these conversations, there were certain key areas that kept occurring, especially when discussing the feasibility and the safety of the programs. These key areas being safety on the ground with the different scenarios occurring, also the academic value of the trips and the assurance of that value, and also cancellation and rebooking policies. So that being said, let's start with those on-the-ground measures first. How do you ensure a safe and successful program during these times?
There are a lot of things that comes into this, but they all boil down into two core elements. One is making use of our inherent qualities that we as a company accumulated over 21 years of our history and over 2,000 executed programs. We can rely on a strong network of speakers, we can rely on a strong partnerships we have with our key local suppliers, and we can also rely on a great team that we have here at ISB, a great team of event managers and learning experience designers who are whose improvisation skills, whose readiness to think on their feet, and whose willingness to move mountains for the clients are simply astonishing and amazes me every time I see it. Throughout those years, this team faced many unexpected challenges on the trips they were conducting, and they always dealt with them very successfully, enabling the smooth continuation of the program. Of course, the COVID times bring a different set of challenges, but those challenges are of that type that we can get ready for.
How do you get ready for those?
And that's where the second, core element comes in, and that's preparation. We conduct trainings, workshops, we create best scenarios, we update our protocols, we do our research, we do just anything possible to be ready for any situation that might occur on a trip. We will have our staff vaccinated, and we expect the same from our local partners' staff. We will provide masks, sanitizers to the group. We will adhere to the local rules and measures regarding mask wearing, regarding social distancing, and other pandemic measures. Our hotels and restaurants are vetted for safety and selected based on those standards. And we use only reliable transportation providers that we've been working for years and have a really good experience with. To get the group ready, we will conduct a pre-trip virtual briefing with the class, during which we will inform everybody about how to stay safe while they are on the ground with us, and how to, what to expect from the trip. We will also prepare our ISP app for the group, which will have all the information related, all the safety-related information, such as hospital addresses, emergency contact numbers on ISP staff, and all other trip-related information. However, of course, despite our best efforts, we cannot rule out the chance that COVID could hinder the experience to some extent. But we believe that with clients' cooperation, we can limit the risk very effectively. And that's also why we recommend our clients, our students, to get COVID-related insurance.
With that in mind, is there any kind of different set of measures for those students who may have already recovered from COVID or those that are fully vaccinated by now?
In this area, we will have to follow the local health regulations. Recently, CDC announced that those who are vaccinated doesn't have to wear masks or social distance anymore. However, these regulations or recommendations might differ destination from destination. And we will also have to keep in mind that we need to follow not just the destination's regulations, but we also need to adhere to the company's regulation that we'll be visiting during the trip. We have been always championing the idea of responsible travel, and I believe that now it's more important than ever. These regulations, they might change, of course, and that's why we keep a close eye on those changes. We monitor them on a weekly basis, and we have all this information available on our website as well.
So to look at some of the safety scenarios in more detail, if the unlikely scenario arises that a student tests positive for COVID when already in the destination, how would that be approached?
Every case and every destination would require a slightly different response, but the core would remain the same. You would inform the local health authority, you would follow their guidance, you would coordinate with the university staff, with the ISP headquarters, with the university leader on the ground, and we would do everything possible to handle the situation as smoothly as possible. Once the program gets into preparation phase, the program and a team will sit down with the university team, who will be traveling with the group on the ground, and they will prepare a very specific protocol, a very specific process, how to handle such a situation with all the details included.
And if that is the case, would the whole group have to quarantine in that situation?
We would definitely test the whole group as soon as possible. Before the test results come back in, we would ask everyone to self-isolate in the rooms. And then we would follow the local health authorities' guidelines again, how to handle the situation. Of course, we would try our best to continue the program in a responsible and safe manner, which could mean, in the worst case eventuality, turning the sessions into virtual ones. But we hope that there might be other ways how to handle this, but this could differ.
And would it be possible for the individual to quarantine in the hotel they're already staying in?
If they just doesn't feel well and exhibit some COVID symptoms but test negative, then of course it will be possible to self-isolate in the room, and they will be asked to do so as soon as they start not feeling well. But we would require another negative test before allowing them to rejoin the group. If they test positive, in some cases the hotel might offer the room for quarantine. In some other cases, some destinations, they have specifically designated hotels and facilities for quarantine.
And one more question to that. If this resulting quarantine or recovery means that the participant's flight would be missed, how would we help in that situation?
We would certainly help as much as possible. We could help with flight rebooking. We could help with arranging new airport transfer for the student. We could help with offering the services of local tour coordinator who could be there on hand if anything is needed. We wouldn't simply, for us, when the program ends, it doesn't mean that our responsibility towards the group ends. We would make sure that, everybody gets home and everybody is safe.
Great. Thank you, Vojto. We've covered the on-the-ground topics. I also mentioned that clients expressed their thoughts about the academic value of the trips in 2021 with the closures and measures being restrictive. So will it still be possible to visit businesses and do the academic events in person?
In short, we believe yes, and we will try our best to do so. To understand this, we design our programs based on our ISP methodology, which is inspired by experiential learning theory. And this provides us with a strong yet flexible framework how to create a wholesome experience. And of course, the core of this are the academic events that we carefully design and co-create with the client, with the faculty, to ensure this. That's why we will try everything possible to make those academic events happen in a safe manner, of course.
And let's say the visits aren't suddenly possible due to some immediate restrictions. How would this be approached?
Of course, we can never rule out the possibility of change in the restrictions. If that's happened in the preparation stage, we might still have an option to switch destination completely, and that's what happened with our program in March 2021 for the University of Tampa, where we had to switch the destination and where we have to also update the program because just to delve a little deeper into this, the whole program was centered about one consulting project for the whole group, but the current pandemic situation didn't allow the group of that size to visit one company. So what we did is that we found two more companies from the same industry to split the group and to provide everyone with a great and comparable experience. In the end, the trip ran very smoothly, and many of the students deemed it to be once in a lifetime experience.
That's amazing. We've covered the on-the-ground safety measures, the academic value of the trips, and that leaves us with the cancellation or rebooking policies. Imagine worse comes to worse and the trip needs to be moved or canceled. Mm-hmm. How do we safeguard the situation for our clients?
We approach each program individually and work with clients and suppliers to offer cancellation conditions that work for all involved. We set them up in coordination with our suppliers, and we always try to negotiate the longest free cancellation period as possible. And in these situations, we always try to offer suggestions and recommendations for our clients how to salvage as much value as possible from the trip. This could mean trip postponement, if possible and feasible from the client side. It could mean switching the destination, preparing another proposal, or running the trip virtually. That could also save some costs and deliver the experience.
Thank you, Vojto. Thank you for coming in and sharing these details with us. I really appreciate your determination to provide our clients with a hassle-free experience, no matter the situation. And I cannot wait to see these efforts turning into impactful trips over the summer and beyond.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.